Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this video we will see the classification of the lattices and how the crystal structure is formed or the crystal structure on the basis of lattice and basis. In the last classes we have already differentiated between the crystalline solid and the amorphous solid. So let me just recapitulate these things. So here in this case you can see in case of the crystalline solid the constituent atoms, ions or the molecules, they are arranged in a definite regular geometrical pattern. Okay, definite regular geometrical pattern, or we can say that periodically they are arranged. And the second one is the crystalline solid. It possesses definite geometric shape, and here the potential energy of the configuration of the constituent particles is minimum in the crystalline solid, that is they are found in the stable state. There is a long range order in the structure of the crystalline solids. So the periodicity in the arrangement of atoms, ions or molecules, it extends over many million atomic diameters. And it has the sharp melting points, that is they suddenly convert into liquid state at a definite temperature. And these crystalline solids are anisotropic. Anisotropic basically meaning is that their physical properties like electrical conductivity, thermal expansion, these are different in different direction. That's why it is called anisotropic. They are different. And these crystalline solids are generally bounded by the flat surfaces. They are practically incompressible. They are known as the true solid. The crystalline solids are called as the true solids. And these crystalline solids give a clean surface after cleaving them with a knife rather than an irregular breakage. Okay, if you will cut a crystalline solid, if you cut with a knife, then it will give a clean surface. That is, it has a regular breakage. The amorphous solid is just opposite to that crystalline solid. It do not possesses definite geometric shape. They are not bounded by the flat surfaces. They don't have equally strong bonds. There may be short range order in the structure of the amorphous solid. They do not have sharp melting point. They are isotropic in nature. That is, their physical properties remain same. It remains same in all direction. And these solids are considered as the supercooled liquids of high viscosity. And this is known as pseudo solid. Amorphous are called the pseudo solid, and the crystalline solid are called the true solid. And unlike the crystalline solid, amorphous solids do not give a clean surface after cleavage with a knife. Rather, they undergo an irregular breakage. And one more thing is that amorphous solid, they do not exhibit rigidity. So these are some points about the crystalline solid and amorphous solid. Now let us start our topic. Now let us start with the lattice. So what is a lattice? Let us consider, suppose this is a crystal. Suppose here I am considering this is a, suppose any crystalline solid. Okay. So in this case, suppose here I am considering some atoms are present at this corner. Suppose here, actually these are very closely packed. That is, suppose this is my atom and this is the atom. And again, suppose this is just a diagram, so just ignore these things. So these are, suppose the atoms are present in this part, like this. Okay. They can be present at this corner at any point of this, okay, just like this. Suppose they are present in this manner. Then if I'll remove this crystal from this part, if I'll remove this crystal, then only the atoms will be found at this point. Only the atoms can be found at this point. Again, if I'll remove this atom at this point, then only if I'll remove these atoms, then only the points, the imaginary points, they will lie in this way, like this. So this network of points in space is called as the lattice. Okay, so these points, that is the periodicity of atoms in the crystalline solid, they can be described by this network of points, and these points are called the lattice. Periodicity of atoms means these atoms are arranged in a periodical manner. You can see that they are arranged in a periodical manner. So let me draw it in other colors so that suppose these points, okay, these points are known as, these are the imaginary point. This point is nothing but just an imaginary point where the atoms can lie at this crystalline solid. Okay, these are the some imaginary point. So this is known as the lattice points. So let me write the definition. So the what is lattice? The periodicity, let me write the periodicity of atoms, the periodicity of atoms in crystalline solids, crystalline solids can be described by a network of points, in space. Network of points in space is called lattice. And these are basically the imaginary points. Imaginary points drawn in space. We can say imaginary points drawn in space. Or if I will define a space lattice, the space lattice can be defined as a three-dimensional array of points. Okay, this space lattice can be defined as a three-dimensional array of points, each of which has identical surroundings. A space lattice can be defined as a three-dimensional array of points. Three-dimensional array means chain. Okay, array of points, each of which has identical surroundings. Now remember one thing. So the lattice is nothing but the imaginary point. So this lattice are nothing but the imaginary point. Now let us come to the topic, what is basis. So this basis is nothing but the collection of atoms, or we can say that it may be molecules or it may be ions. The bases are nothing but atoms or molecules or ions. Okay, when this lattice, let me write, when this lattice get attached with the basis, then it will form a crystalline structure. It means that if I will consider the lattice, means lattice are nothing but the imaginary points. These are the imaginary points and these are periodical in nature. They are periodically arrangement of the points. So when this point, these are the lattices, and when I will attach any atoms or molecules, or ions with these lattices, then it will form a complete crystalline structure. Then we can say that when lattice get attached with the basis, then it will form a crystalline structure. So they will form a crystalline structure. So this is the most important thing, that is when the lattice get attached with a basis, it will form a crystalline structure. So if I will consider a two-dimensional crystal. So a crystal, suppose this is a two-dimensional crystal. So it will, if I will say this is a two-dimensional crystal, then to define the position of any atoms or molecules of this crystal, then I need a coordinate system. Then this coordinate system is called as, these are called the crystallographic axis. Then what is the difference between a Cartesian coordinate system, or if I will say the rectangular coordinate system, and this crystallography axis? You know, in case of your rectangular coordinate system, if we will consider rectangular coordinate system, all axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. But in case of your crystallography axis, this is not the case. In case of your crystallography axis, the axis, it may be perpendicular or may not be perpendicular. So if I will consider a two-dimensional crystal, suppose this is a two-dimensional crystal and this is my crystallographic axis, and we can say that this crystal has two sides, suppose A and B. Suppose here I will consider suppose a three-dimensional system. So in case of a three-dimensional system, this is suppose my XYZ axis, X axis, Y axis, and suppose Z axis. If I will consider, suppose here this is a cuboid. This is suppose here I am drawing, and this is my X axis, Y axis, and Z axis, and there are the different sides like A, B, C, and the angle between suppose X and Z, this X and Z is suppose beta, and suppose this Y and Z, this angle is suppose alpha, and this angle with respect to X and Y, this is suppose gamma. Here I am representing like this. This angle is gamma, X axis, Y axis, and this is my suppose Z axis. This angle is alpha, this is my suppose beta, and this is suppose gamma. Any angle you may take, alpha, beta, gamma are the three angles. These are the between any three axes, that is for xy this is one angle alpha, suppose for yz this is suppose beta, and let it be. And there are three sides like A, B, C. So depending on the sides A, B, C, and depending on this angle alpha, beta, and gamma, the different structures can be formed for the lattices, for the crystals. So here let us see the types of lattices in the two-dimensional system. In the two-dimensional system, to define a lattice, that is here you can see there are A and B are the sides, and the angle between these two axes is gamma, suppose. So in this case, suppose first here the square structure, my crystal structure is called as the square, and in case of square, this A and B, they are of same, A and B is equal, and the angle between A and B is 90 degree. So depending on the side and the angle between them, it is called as the square crystal structure. The crystal structure is square in nature. And if I consider the crystal structure is rectangular, then for the rectangular structure, the side A is not equal to B. So you know, in case of a rectangular say the length and breadth are unequal. So here A is not equal to B, but the angle between the two is 90 degree. Similarly, you can see for the hexagonal structure, the A is equal to B. The sides are equal, but the angle between them is 120 degree. This is the hexagonal shape. Similarly, for the oblique shape, A is not equal to B. The two sides are unequal, and the angle between them is not 90 degree. So there are five types of lattices. That is square primitive, rectangular centered, hexagonal primitive, and oblique primitive are present in the two-dimensional system. And if I see for the, let me show you for the three-dimensional system. So in case of the three-dimensional system, these are suppose your axis x, y, and this is suppose z axis. So in this case you can see for the x axis, here if I will draw a cuboid like this. So this is your rectangular parallelepiped, or you can say this is your rectangular parallelepiped. So in this case you can see this is your suppose A, and this side is suppose B, and the height is suppose C. So in this way you can calculate. So there are three sides A, B, C, and the angle between x and y is here gamma, y and z is here alpha, and x and z is suppose beta. So depending on the side of the rectangular parallelepiped and the sides as well as the angle between them, here you can divide the lattices into 14 types. So in three-dimensional system, this is of 14 category we can divide. So let us see. For the cubic structure, this angle may be alpha, beta, gamma 90 degree. For the cubic structure, alpha, beta, gamma 90 degree, and all the sides are same, that is A, B, C are same. For a cubic structure, you know, this is a cubic structure, all the sides are same, that is A, B, C. The side A, B and the height C, these are equal, and the angle between them is 90 degree. Similarly, for the tetragonal shape, A equal to B not equal to C, and the angle between them is 90 degree. Similarly, for the orthorhombic, all the sides are not equal, but the angle between them is 90 degree. All the angles are 90 degree. And again, for the trigonal case, A, B, C, all the sides are equal, but alpha equal to beta equal to gamma not equal to 90 degree. And for the hexagonal case, A equal to B not equal to C, but alpha, beta 90 degree and gamma equal to 120 degree. For the monoclinic crystalline structure, A not equal to B not equal to C, no sides are equal, and alpha and gamma equal to 90 degree and not equal to beta. And for the triclinic case, neither side nor the angle are equal in nature, that is A not equal to B not equal to C, alpha not equal to beta not equal to gamma. And later we will discuss about this simple cubic, body centered cubic, face centered cubic, we will discuss later. So basically these are the different types of lattices can be found in the three-dimensional system. So these are called as, in two-dimensional case and the three-dimensional case, this type of structure that we found at the crystalline structure, having different categories and different name, that is tetragonal, trigonal, monoclinic, triclinic, hexagonal, etc. And these lattices are called as the Bravais lattices. These are called as the Bravais lattices. So these structures are basically because of this Bravais lattices. Because Bravais has been categorized, this type of, the classification was given by this Bravais. So according to him, its name is Bravais lattices. So you have to just remember all these things. Okay. That is, if for cubic, what are the condition, that is A equal to B equal to C, alpha, beta, gamma 90 degree. For the tetragonal, what will be the side and what is the relation between the angle. So this is all for today. Thank you all.